Hey guys, Mama Sam here. So I am going to be doing a ranking video today. I did my top 10 favorite Game of Thrones characters, and now I will be doing my top 10 least favorite Game of Thrones characters. First off, spoilers. And second all, like I always say, this is just good fun. Don't get upset if somebody you really love is on this list or somebody that you can't stand isn't on this list. We're just here to have a good time. So let's jump right in. Oh, before I start though, I have purple hair now. I feel so much better. I love it. Number 10, Viserys Targaryen. I mean, he's a jerk. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He mistreats his sister. He taunts the cows and thinks they're beneath him. He's not even a fun kind of jerk either, like Cersei or Tywin. He just sucks. I did not shed a tear when this guy died. Number 9, Egret. I just wasn't into the whole romance thing with her and Jon Snow. She's annoying. She acts like she's a total badass, although she weighs like 90 pounds soaking wet. But her worst offense is that she's a flat out cold-blooded murderer. She murders all those innocent people in that village. It was so satisfying when Ollie put that arrow through her heart. Number 8, Grand Maester Pycelle. This guy is just gross. I believe he's the maester for the Lannisters. He's old and crotchety, and whenever he talks, I just don't want to listen. He acts old and frail, but he's not. I didn't feel bad when this guy died either, although the way he died was really horrible. Number 7, Bran. I don't care if this guy's a fan favorite. He is just a terrible person. He has absolutely no character growth. From the beginning to end, he's the same crappy person. All he cares about is himself and money, and I don't think he's as funny as people think he is. When he was in the battle with Jaime and Dany, I think he should have died. I think Dany should have burned him. And I think it should have happened right when he was going for the gold. Because you could see him like looking at the gold and like almost like he was like the wheels were turning, like I need to get my gold. I think he should have went to his gold because that's all he cared about through the whole series. And then that's how he should have died. I think that would have been a really good way to wrap up his character. Instead, he gets rewarded for all of his terrible deeds and becomes master of, wait for it, coin to the king. When Bran has a happier ending than more than half of our favorite characters who have way more character development, you know we have a problem. Number 6, Bran Stark. I think if Bran had better writing, I wouldn't dislike him so much. But like Arya, his journey is really boring. I started off really sympathetic to him, but over time lost it because he was just so stale. It's funny because the whole time I was watching the show, I always said, because everybody had like who they thought was the most important person in the whole show. I've always thought the most important person was Bran. And I guess in a way it was, you know, the show kind of started with him being pushed out the window. And at the very end of the very first episode, when it shows him opening his eyes, I had a feeling Bran was going to be like the alpha and the omega of the show. But I just don't care because his story is just so boring. And in the end, when he pretty much confirms he let everything terrible happen so he could have the throne, I'm thoroughly convinced Bran was actually the ultimate villain of the show, even more than Cersei and the Night King. Number 5, Robin and Lysa Arryn. Is it Liza? Lisa? Lisa? Lysa? I don't really know. Who cares? Yeah, they're sharing a spot, but that's because neither of them are important enough to have their own spot. Robin's a gross kid who gets to decide if people live or not, and he's like 10, still breastfeeding from his mom. Gross. And Lysa is just freaking weird. She's Catelyn Stark's sister, and Lysa treats Cat like dirt. She's She's a jealous woman. She was really mean to Sansa too. There's nothing to like about these two characters. And Littlefinger, my man. Number 4, Melisandre. This woman is truly wicked. I actually kind of liked her at first. She's really pretty. She's a sorceress. She's got a lot of cool magic stuff. But after she burned the little princess alive, she became the most hated person on the whole show for me. And the worst part is, she went out a hero. It's bullcrap. All the heroes went out as villains, and all the villains went out as like victims. I don't know what the hell. Number 3, Sansa Stark. The way I feel about this character is complicated. I never particularly liked Sansa. I thought she was really bitchy and a total crybaby. But I also felt really bad for her because of what happened with her dad. She was just a kid. I mean, she really thought she was doing what she really thought that what she was doing was going to save Ned. So, I mean, I can't fault her too much for that. I felt terrible for what happened to her with, what happened to her mom. She was tortured by Cersei, Joffrey, and then by Ramsay. And even though all this really bad stuff happened to her, I still didn't really care for her or her character, even though I felt really bad for her. I did want a happy ending for this poor girl, which she did get. But she wasn't a humble person from the beginning, and she still wasn't a humble person in the end. She still expected things her way, tried to make people feel inferior to her, couldn't keep her mouth shut, and sentenced Littlefinger to death. So, yeah, I really don't like the bitch. Number 2, Lyanna Mormont. Another fan favorite that I absolutely cannot stand. Why are all these grown men listening to this little annoying child? Yeah, okay, little 10-year-old girl, you definitely have more world and battle experience than all these seasoned war veterans. Please, just shut up and sit down, little girl. The adults are talking. When that giant killed her, oh yes. And now it's time for some dishonorable mentions. Number 1, Jon Snow. Yep, everyone's favorite is my most hated. I wish I had as many get out of jail free cards as this bastard. Now, my disdain for Jon Snow started early. I'd say it was probably around season 2 or season 3. I just really didn't like this character. I'm a bastard. Ugh, like, how many times do I have to hear that? It's like, shut up. He's the most bland, vanilla, boring character on Game of Thrones. I was always like, why is your mouth open? Please close your mouth. It just hangs open all the time. He's got the amount of charm of a wet noodle you accidentally drop on the floor. He's all emo and sad and sorry for himself all the time. Oh, he's just the worst. So that's my list. Least favorite Game of Thrones characters. So next time I will do, I don't know. I'll do another ranking video next week. I don't really know what it's going to be. So please like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. Also, don't forget to send your stories to sharewithmamasam@gmail.com. I'm looking forward to reading from each and every one of you. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, friends.